This short video is going to be used for educational purposes only. There is a 1941 cartoon that I came across that's on YouTube, that's been on YouTube for quite a number of years. And it's called Scrub Me Mama with a Boogie Beat. Now, in this cartoon, you have a place, a fictional place, called Lazy Town. Now, again, I have to reiterate before I continue that this is on YouTube. I'm merely doing commentary on this, so I shouldn't have any problems with YouTube. And if I do, I'm going to appeal this. But anyway, you've got the imagery of black people who are drawn just as you'd expect, like they are non-human. Most people would say they are drawn akin to apes or monkeys, because that's just what's been said, okay? You've got a character here, a very dark-skinned man with very drab clothing. And just as Lazy Town implies, he's being lazy on not even a bed. He's on half of a boat with a mattress and a pillow on it. And his feet has a bunch of flies clinging to it. Not just his feet, but as you can see around his head and where his hat is, implying that he is lazy, he does not wash, he smells, okay? So pretty much every black person that you'll see in this particular racist cartoon, because that's what it is, even though some people don't want to say it is, you'll see a bunch of black people being drawn as being lazy when black people are the most, active and most, engineering people that put this, put this country together. But as far as the people in that particular time period go, we were nothing but lazy, good-for-nothing people. And that belief still carries to this day, unfortunately, yes. But in these particular cartoons, that's exactly what they thought about us. Now, everybody in this lazy town is pretty much lazy and does nothing until this light-skinned black female gets off of this boat and comes to Lazy Town to make these lazy people, because that's what the artist and the people in that particular time period are trying to imply, that we're nothing but good-for-nothing lazy people. She makes them get off their ass and start doing work and actually turns the town over. I find it interesting that they use a light-skinned black female, and they also drew the light-skinned female with the lips and everything like they would, because that's, the racist way to draw the black people and stuff like that. But they gave her curves and made her look somewhat sexy, as opposed to the other black females that are in the cartoon that are drawn very, very badly. It doesn't take long for her to get off the boat and start strutting her stuff around. And all of these black males that they drew that are sitting around doing nothing, laying around doing not a damn thing, get up off their ass and start following her. All of a sudden, a lot of people have energy now because they see this beautiful light-skinned female walking around. And that's just the sight of her is making people want to move. As you can see, this is how they drew the mammies back in the day. And we know who the mammies are, okay? Despite popular belief of a lot of these swirlers who want to call black females who love black men mammies, these are what they considered mammies back in the day. Okay, you can see even the way the children are drawn, and the children are actually in barrels. That's what they thought, that we washed in barrels. I find it amazing that they have us not even being able to wash properly, when in history itself, it'll show you in history and tell you in history that these people who think that we were smelly and lazy didn't do a damn thing, and they never took a shower or never took a bath. And when they did decide to just wash one time a year, they actually made it a, like a big event. But we are the people that taught them how to wash, but they're trying to sit here on this cartoon and tell us that we don't know how to wash properly. This is pathetic, but this is the way that it was perceived back then. And like I said, some of these racist beliefs are still held up to this day. Another thing that I don't understand is they're so hung up on this thing about black people loving watermelon. And you can see there is a black character here that is devouring the watermelon. I don't like watermelon myself, so I don't know where they got this concept from, but whatever, let's move on. And as I said before, YouTube, if you see this, this is for educational purposes. This is not to make fun of anything, because I'm black myself, and I don't find this amusing in the least. The one thing, as I said in the beginning, that I noticed throughout this cartoon more than anything else is the fact that you can see that they truly do not consider black people to be human, because even the children are not safe from the prejudice. As you can see, these three little girls only being distinguished from each other by the color of what they're wearing, are also drawn like they are non-human entities. The only person in this cartoon that was drawn to any sort of decency was the light-skinned black female that came from Harlem to come to Lazy Town to teach these people how to actually get off of their behind and work. That's the only person. And the reason why they did this is because she was a light-skinned black woman. Okay? I believe this was Dorothy Dandridge's sister that actually did the voice for this particular character that she's using, that they're using in this particular depiction of black people. And she is using her singing voice in this particular cartoon. It's a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen. It really is truly a damn shame. I was having a conversation with somebody about, this particular, I'm not going to curse in this video. I'm trying to be composed. But about this particular topic, and the person was saying it's really sad that these particular types of people that I'm discussing in this video, not my black people, but the actual people that are committing the racism in this cartoon, of their depiction of us, that they just hate you for absolutely no reason, but just for the fact that you are what you are. It's really sad. There's a couple here, a black man and a light-skinned black woman, but like I said, the only reason that the light-skinned black woman that got off the boat was being animated properly is because she was the one that was making Lazy Town get lively again, whereas this woman is from Lazy Town. That's why she's drawn just like the other black characters in that particular setting. I think I've said enough about this. This was just for educational purposes. You don't really even need to watch this video because it'll probably piss a lot of you off. But I mean, a lot of people say, well, it was a sign of the times. The sign of the times are still the sign of the times that we're living in now. They may not go around doing these particular type of racist cartoons anymore, but they still exhibit their racism in day to day. So at the end of the video, the light-skinned black woman gets back on the boat, waves goodbye to all the citizens of Lazy Town that are now up and lively and moving around, and they've gotten their chores done. They've taken care of themselves. And I guess the moral of the story is of a light-skinned woman who has had, I guess, some kind of home training, comes to a town that doesn't do anything. She can get them off their feet to move. I have no idea. She came from Harlem. Harlem was a predominantly black area even back then. No whites were there. So I don't know what the hell they were. I know the whole overall message is the fact that they believed that we were lazy. And it took a light-skinned female who was of the lighter-skinned persuasion, as opposed to all these darker-skinned characters that were in Lazy Town, to make them actually get up off their feet and do some work. It's just another example of the racism that was exhibited towards black people back then. And it's sad because racism is still exhibited towards you now. Not even in this particular type of way, even worse. But this is just my commentary on this particular cartoon. If you guys have any comments to include, please put them in the bottom of the comment section. And of course, I'll get back to you accordingly. But this is just my particular commentary on it. Let me know what you think. I will talk to you guys soon. And just remember that we are far from lazy. The stuff that we've created in this particular world is still being used to this day. Okay? Whether it comes from central heating, whether it comes from, closed circuit televisions, when it comes from the open heart surgery, when it comes from 3D, where it comes from locks, 3D graphics, okay? The stick shift, okay? We've made all these advancements in technology and couldn't get the recognition for it because they wouldn't let a person of color, a black person in particular, get that patent. They would take it and make it for themselves. Just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, thank you for watching this particular video that I created for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said before, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.